Well, we're joined now on Sky Sports Racing by a man who is one of the global faces of horse racing. He's ridden 117 Group 1s in Britain alone, and it's a significant day today for Frankie Dettori. Frankie, if I had a singing voice, I would sing happy birthday to you. Thank you for you, I don't. But many congratulations. 50 today. How does it feel?
Heavy. It's a big number. It's a big number. I mean, it's only a number, but 50 is a milestone, you know. I'm glad I'm still here in one piece and I'm still competing.
And has this birthday been on your mind for a while? I know when people approach a milestone birthday, they're thinking, "Oh God, I don't want to turn 50." Or have you been quite easy with it?
I don't know what to take it actually. I mean, happy, sad. I really don't know how to take it. Obviously, 50 is a magical number for us jockeys. You know, my dad retired at 51 and Kinan at 51, so Pat as well. So, you know, I'm approaching, you know, the end of my career. I don't know when. So it is a big number, and you know, of course, I embrace it. But at the other end, you know, is you gotta face the reality that I'm not gonna ride forever. So let's see.
I thought you were going to drop the bombshell there, Dettori at 51 as well.
No. Listen, I carry on as long as I can, you know. Leicester carry on to 58, so who knows? Who knows? Look, when you look at sportsmen like Roger Federer, then he's 40 next year, he's still winning Grand Slams. And, I mean, in our day age, sportsmen have got better nutrition, better fitness. So we carried on a lot longer than we did maybe 30 years ago. So hopefully I'll get another few years in me left.
And the fire still burns bright, the ambition is still there, and the desire and the will to win?
Oh, yes, of course. Otherwise, it's the time to stop. I'm very lucky that I've joined a powerful stable like Claire Haven and John Gosden, and we have amazing horses, and that you know, keeps the will to win in my, you know, in my mind really strong, and may long continue, you know.
And physically, Frankie, at 50, you're still feeling good and strong and healthy and fit, or maybe with the sort of change of regime, maybe even more so than when you first started?
Yeah, look, I'm riding with kids that 30 years younger than me, so I have to, you know, go to the gym every day to keep up with them. Obviously, I ride a lot less to keep my my anger, I would say, you know, because I prefer, you know, I really concentrate very much on the weekends, the big races, and it seems to work. Look, the more you ride, the more chance you've got of falling and hurting yourself. So it's a little bit of a, you know, killing two birds with one stone. Try to concentrate on the big race of the weekend, and try to, you know, avoid the falls, because at my age, when you fall, you break, and I'm trying to keep in one piece.
Well, we don't want that. I had a friend, Frankie, recently turned 50 as well. He had a massive party planned and all sorts of celebrations. I bet, similar for you, there's going to be a big party sometime in 2021.
Well, I spoke to Boris Johnson yesterday, and I told him, listen, my birthday's Tuesday. Can you start the lockdown on the Tuesday night at midnight? He said, yeah, sure. So I am taking my family to London for a bite to eat tonight. Luckily for me, the lockdown doesn't start till midnight. I'm going to pretend that I'm 49 again and have the big 50 next year.
Yeah.
It would have been brilliant to celebrate with friends and family, but it is what it is. You know, the whole world is a bit messed up at the moment. I find it really hard not to be able to go to see my mum for Christmas, as I do every year. But, you know, now that we got this vaccine, it'll take a while for everybody to have it. And hopefully by next spring, we should be back to normal.
Yeah, next Christmas, Frankie, look forward to it. And I guess we're talking about you turning 50, and over the last few years, you've enjoyed almost a golden period in your career. You've had so many special horses come along. It's been like a conveyor belt, from Cracksman through to Stradivarius, and of course, that Wonder Mare who you've fallen in love with this year and last year and the year before in the Naval.
Look, it just you know, since I went to John, obviously we started off with Golden Horn, and then all the horses that you mentioned. I mean, riding the best two heroes I probably ever rode on Two Damn Hot. Probably one of the best horses I ever rid on Golden Horn. The amazing mare of Enabled, Cracksman, and the best stayer, Stradivarius. I mean, what me and John have achieved this last 5 years is really mind-boggling. Where do you start? And I have to say thanks to all the owners, and basically, John is an amazing trainer, and I'm very lucky to be with him. And I've really enjoyed this bit of my career.
Well, let's start with Enabled. I mean, she's taken you on an incredible journey. That third win in the King George, unprecedented, history-making, and the manner in which she did it at Ascot was incredible, really.
Look, she is. I've been saying it for the last 4 years. She gave me emotions that no other horses have. We won all the major races in Europe, including the Breeders' Cup. She's been a wonderful mare for the sport, and she carried a lot of presence. And I'm the first one to say that it's the horse that I love the most in my career. Because she's really touched my heart. And she's one of a kind.
How disappointed, Frankie, were you for her that she didn't manage to land that third arc?
Well, we came really close the third time, and look, no horse has ever done. I mean, the closest we came is her. She finished second. Horses are no machines. As they get older, wear and tear, and she had a few little niggles along the way, and even so, she still managed to more or less be as good as she's ever been the last couple of years. And unfortunately, Mother Nature catches up on everyone, and it wasn't to be.
And have you seen her recently?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen her. She's retired. Obviously, I've been to America and Bahrain, and I will once I get the chance. I'd love to go and see her, actually. She's not very far from here.
No, go and take her a little Christmas present or something. You've had her, you've had Stradivarius, of course, and if anything, his career best performance came in the Gold Cup this year.
Yeah, I mean, visually, yes. You never expect a horse after 2.5 miles to turn a foot like he did. He's a pretty remarkable little horse. He's wears his heart on his sleeve, and okay, Yates won 4 Gold Cups, but I think he should be pretty proud, and he's won 3 Gold Cups himself. And fingers crossed, if everything goes well, we're going to roll the dice and try again. But look at that. That's pretty amazing. Something that you see over the jumps, not on the flat.
It was just extraordinary. The further he went, the better he went almost. But great to see that he's coming back next season. Just give us your thoughts looking back on Cracksman as well, who we saw do similar things in the Champion Stakes on 2 occasions. Yeah,
I mean, I love the horse. He's in all my career, he's probably the horse with the longest stride out of Franco. And I mean, on his day in the Champion Stakes, he did it twice. To put a field to bed like that, look at the horses behind, Island Real and Poet's World. I mean, they were proper horses. And on his day when he was good, he was very, very good.
And of course, you've got this association now with John, but going back to the early days, you had that wonderful time with Sheikh Mohammed and Saeed and the whole Godolphin team. That really sort of got you into the topper echelons of the sport.
Look, I've been very lucky. I had 8 wonderful years with Luca, had a little stint with David Lauder. I worked with Saeed for 18 years. Obviously, John the last 6, or last 5. In between, I rode for the best trainers in the world, O'Brien and Recesso, Michael Stout, Ian Baldwin, and I've been very blessed that I worked for some amazing people, and I rode for some amazing owners. And I'm not finished yet. Let's hope there is some left around the corner.
Let's hope so, Frankie, yeah. Looking back to that time with Sheikh Mohammed, I guess Dubai Millennium's a horse that many people would remember you being associated with. It's hard to believe that's sort of 20+ years ago now.
He was, he'd be up there with one of the best horses I ever ridden, and probably the best. It was the only time he got beaten is in the in the derby when he pulled too hard, and every time he ran, he won by a long distance, beating some great horses. It's a shame that where we got cheated with the later part of his career because of injury, and then also it's a shame that we lost him as a potential amazing stallion. But he's left us Dubai behind, and his legacy will continue.
It has indeed, continues through those bloodlines. Just looking back to the times in Dubai and your travel, you go to America, you go to France, you go to Australia. How much do you enjoy that element of international competition and competing with the best jockeys from each of those different countries?
I do. I love it, especially the Breeders' Cup. It's a little bit of a Ryder Cup atmosphere. It's Europe versus America. They're the first one to tell us how bad we are when we get beat. So it gives me an extra pleasure when I win a race over their own backyard. It's a good rivalry, but I feel that myself as a European jockey is very important for us to win over there. And obviously, I enjoy my time in Dubai, and I spend a lot of time riding in France and been very successful over there.
When we look back at Dubai Millennium there, we can look back to another horse you rode in the mid-90s, Lock Song, who was blessed with a huge amount of speed. I can see you smiling there already at the thought.
She was amazing. I mean, when you don't win the King Stands by 5 lengths these days. She was a powerhouse. She's probably the first horse who got me on the map, She won 2 King Stands back to back. She won two Abbeys by 5 lengths. She was an amazing mare. And Jeff Smith and Ian Baldwin, I was only a young kid then to put me on such an important horse. And like I said, she was one of my first big horses.
And you talk about being a young kid, Frankie. I know you've got a family that's been very successful in horse racing, but was being a jockey what you always wanted to be from when you were sort of a very young boy?
Your dad was a jockey, so of course I loved horses, and I hated going to school, so... What was my easy way out of school is ask my dad I wanted to be a jockey. I was born on a horse from day dot, and the love of the passion was there from the beginning.
And if you hadn't become a jockey, if those horses weren't around in the early days, what would Frankie Dettori have done if he hadn't been a jockey?
Well, my first choice was I wanted to be a footballer, but I went on a summer holidays when I was 8, and I came back. Everybody grew a foot, and I didn't. So I realized that that job wasn't for me. I don't know. I guess something in racing. Obviously, racing's got a lot to offer. In the training ranks or breeding ranks, and so it would have been something with the horses anyway.
And looking back over those last 50 years, Frankie, the time you've had as a professional jockey, is there one particular ride, one particular race that you look back and think, well, I gave that horse a brilliant ride, or you've maybe got away with a win that you maybe shouldn't have done due to circumstance or whatever?
Well, look, my biggest achievement was to win in the 7 at Ascot. You can't take that away from me. But if I have to pick a single ride, I'll probably have to say Golden Horn in the Arc. It all worked out well. It was an amazing horse, but it's the biggest race in Europe, and I did something different, and it worked out. So I'm proud of that ride.
And that's when you stayed out wide up against the far rail initially?
Correct.
Yeah, it was interesting talking to John Gosden up at Newmarket before Enable ran in the Arc this year, and he was saying what he'd missed from not going to the Arc this year would be that sort of pre-race discussion between the two of you. He said you talked through the race at Chantilly with him beforehand and said you needed to be in a certain position by a certain point on the track, or else you wouldn't be able to win. He seemed to really thrive off the knowledge you can give him.
Yeah, me and John always make a point to work the track, just basically try to get away from the media a bit. Obviously, the last 5 years, we had the Golden Horn or Enable, so we had tremendous pressure on us. So it was a way just to get away from the media, and also a way to me explaining to John what I was planning to do. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But we had some fun doing it, let me tell you.
And Frankie, looking ahead to 2021, what are you most looking forward to?
Obviously, all apart from Enable, the main horses are still in training. Obviously, have another crack at the Gold Cup with Stradivarius. Palace Spear is very interesting. It's going to be a very interesting 4-year-old next year. And you know, I'm sure that amongst those horses in Clearhaven, something will pop up again.
And God willing, the vaccine gets pushed out and you can hopefully be doing a flying dismount from the likes of Stradivarius in front of your adoring public come the summer.
Yeah, it's quite it's quite upsetting because I'm doing the documentary and it doesn't look the same without a crowd. So I need the crowd to come back to make it more interesting.
Well, Frankie, listen, many congratulations on turning 50. Many happy returns. Have a great night down in London tonight, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Merry Christmas. Ciao.